Hello, this is Alejandro Bratti and William Isley from Unlock Clarity, and welcome to Spanglish World Networks on Single TV channel 250. Please remember to download both the Single TV app on the respective app stores on iOS and Android devices. While you download, make sure to rate and leave a comment. The app is free and is available in Google Chromecast, Amazon Fire, Roku, and all smart TVs. Today, we are extremely happy to have this series that we are going to start. It's a series that is also challenging us. So we are not saying like, okay, this is something that we have changed decades ago and suddenly we are giving you the truth. No, it's something that there is a lot of things that is like, wow, that is exactly where I am living in this moment in this area. I need to change because what we are going to be talking it's about transformation. We are planning to have an 8 week journey to do this. Maybe it's a couple of more, but the plan right now is eight. And it's a series of a program that we are going to call From Surviving to Thriving. So we realize that understanding that there is a lot of times that we are living in survival mode, and when we are in survival mode, we are not caring about anything else, just surviving. So, how are you, William? Let's start.
I'm doing well. I'm actually dismantling one of my demons this week that keeps me in survival mode. So yeah, it's pretty interesting.
And exactly like what we were saying, it's like it's incredible how we decided since last year that we were going to do this series in this year, the start in the year, and and even like okay, I was feeling when we decided to do this, I was feeling that I was already in thriving in a lot of areas in my life. And suddenly, since we decided that to this day, I have been finding areas where I still have some survival mode in my body, in my thoughts, in my beliefs. Uh, so I believe it's going to be really, really good for you and for me and for everybody. Just to hear and to understand. And if you follow with each of the programs that we are going to be doing about the series, we are sure you are going to change and there is going to be a transformative journey with you. And that's what we want. That's our heart here and the reason we are doing this program. So if anybody has any comment, questions, it can be live right now, or maybe you are listening to this video later in any of the social media. It's okay. Put a comment, write a comment of, okay, I am not understanding this. I like this. I need help how to get out of this. Okay, that's why we are here. That's why we are talking about this. That's why that's part of our purpose, why we are doing this and everything. So let's go with the topics.
Yeah. Oh, so I think you covered a lot of the things that we decided to cover in the beginning. So forgive me, but where are we now? That was a great introduction. It was awesome. Oh, hey, let's just jump in.
So, for example, we know firsthand how tough it can be just trying to keep with everything. That's something that, and keep with everything when you are in survival mode, you are feeling like everything is inside, like falling apart, like you have to be like with a lot of balls at the same time. You are going to feel drained, anxious, overwhelmed most of the days. Like you are waking up and you are tired. Like it's incredible when and I can tell you that coming from me, I had three different burnouts, clinical burnouts, like the doctor saying you have a burnout right now. That's how I know about this topic and really even feeling what we are talking about. It's like that was my life for a long time. And understanding that when we are in survival mode, it's if we go to I don't know how many, like 3,000 years ago, maybe it's because we have a lion behind us and we are running for our lives like crazy. We are not thinking like, oh, let me think about my mom, what is happening. Let me think what is happening with my wife or my kids. You are just running. It doesn't matter anything else. That is survivable.
And the thing is, our brains don't know the difference between the lion and the car that almost hit us, or the lion and not being able to pay the bills, or the lion and anything else that you can choose that brings stress. It all creates the same response: death. Oh, stress, I mean. Um,
Exactly. And it's incredible. If you start to ask right now, I have seen like when you go with doctors, and I am not saying that that's the only thing, but you're going to start to find that more than, I don't have the number exactly, but it's at least more than 90% of the people that all the illnesses that they have are coming from stress. And the stress is part of the survival mode, it's part of having the lion behind us. The problem is not having a lion behind us. The problem is that you have it all your life during the 24 hours. And
yes.
that's where your body doesn't understand what else to do to relax itself.
Yeah, and it totally cannot recharge and rebuild itself because uh, I'm having a challenge here. What is that stress hormone that gets released? Cortisol.
Cortisol.
Cortisol. And when we bathe our bodies in cortisol all the time, um, that's where the death part comes in, because there's no way to flush it out because we're constantly giving it new cortisol. And the sad part is it gets addicted to this. And so then when we try to calm down, it will create something else so that it can get its fix. Yay. So then, our purpose is to bring you through some of these steps, that small steps that can create a genuine amount, a large amount of vibrance, clarity, purpose day to day. And who doesn't want more purpose in their life and the understanding of why the hell should I get out of bed today?
So when we are trying just to survive and have a survive in our lives, there is a lot of tensions building up, pushing without a break, and that's maybe the biggest problem because really at the end, having that line is because you are looking for food, and that was okay at that moment, but it was okay for just some amount of time, not all the time, and that's the difference of what we are talking. Having some stress is something even useful and helpful for you. Some, not all. That's the big difference. And that's also what I am explaining from myself. Like, oh, I can manage this big project. And I was managing a big project of, I don't know, like more than $25 million. And it was crazy all the stress that we had because we were in 8 months creating a new network in the whole country, competing with other people, and we were like, "Oh, we made it!" But I am in the hospital right now because I can't even live because I was in survival the whole time because I needed to run, 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 run all the time. I was in overdrive all the time.
Yeah. And when that background of anxiety and exhaustion seeps into everything, it the littlest thing can set us off. And we just explode for no apparent reason, snapping at everyone because there's no resilience left. There's everything's depleted, and our body's reserves are gone, and those the reserve tank is gone, and on and on and on. It's just amazing how that can happen. And the thing is, we don't even realize this isn't normal.
And that is key what you are explaining right now, because at the end, when we are in survival, we are going to feel like our life is an uphill battle, like we are fighting against something that is bigger than me.
Why does this
Always.
always happen to me?
Exactly. I am the only one. Of course, it's an uphill battle. So you can see anything else because you are so focused in surviving, because there is something behind you, that you can see the reality that there is a lot of people that is having maybe similar problems. There is a lot of help, people like us that want to help you, but you are not even aware that that is a possibility. Relationships suffer. We are overwhelmed, constantly behind. We're unsure what is the thing that I need to let go. Like I need to do everything, but I can't do anything because it's like you're in that stress. Each day we do more, but enjoy less. And it's like we are doing more and more and more because we want to fix it, fix it, fix it, but we don't find a solution. And that's what we are talking here.
And one of the nice things is that thriving looks and feels completely different. Both of us are slowly moving into thriving. And for my part, understanding a few things, learning a more effective way to do affirmations, the the ability to choose why I'm getting out of bed in the morning has been an absolute game changer. This is the only phrase I can come up with, and it's just because I grew up on a farm, and farmers are the ultimate firefighters. We respond and we react to everything. The cows got out, the tractor broke, the truck broke, blah, 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 blah. And so, what did I do? I left the farm. I went to the military. When I got out of the military, I went into IT. IT is constant firefighting. I was in my element. I got to fix problems, and I blah blah blah. So um, now understanding just why I'm getting out of bed, and it's not because of fear that I'm going to get kicked out of my place because I can't pay my bills if I don't have a job. Those kinds of things. It the natural motivation and the flowing with my purpose. Oh my God, I can't tell you what the difference it's made.
And I love what you are saying, because really, for example, today I had a coaching call where I was helping uh, a person, a coachee that I have, to find his purpose. And it was very interesting, the whole conversation, because part of what I do in the process of understanding purpose is like, okay, tell me, how is a day that you feel that you are off purpose, that you don't find your purpose? How is that day? Oh, I feel exhausted. I feel like I even wake up like tired, like everything is tiring, like I don't know what to do. I don't know what else, why I am here. I don't understand anything. I am doing the things just because I am in this rat race that I have to do the things, but I don't know. Uh, okay, now think about a day with purpose. And it was incredible, but and normally each time that I'm doing this, there is you have to help them even imagine what can be that day, because they haven't been ever in a day that they had a purpose, or even understand. Like I know that one of the biggest books ever written by Rick Warren a few years ago about finding our purpose, how to live a life with purpose. It was because everybody wants to know their purpose, but nobody takes the time to find their purpose. It's like, okay, it has to come from, I don't know, like angel comes in this moment and start to tell me. But in
We
reality, it's something that you can, if you start to reflect, you have somebody, you can have a coach, or you can do it by yourself, and start to listen like, okay, let's put in a mood to understand What is really my purpose? What is exactly what I want? Why I am here on earth?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, it's it's a different experience to feel empowered to tackle obstacles, and that sincere excitement waking up to follow my calling versus my dread. It's in this case, joy is coming more naturally because I'm more aligned with why am I doing what I'm doing.
And for sure, for me, the most important thing or my favorite shift is relationships. When you start to improve relationships, everything starts to improve. And when we are talking about relationship, it's my wife, it's my friends, it's my kids, it's my boss, it's everything. At the end, we are humans.
Even with me.
Even relationship with myself, exactly. Because a lot of the times I am hating myself because I am accepting this and I knew that I needed to say no, but I don't know how to say no because I am in survival mode. So that's why like there is room for presence, lover, start to have adventures in the relationship. You are not going to start to continue feeling isolated because it's incredible when you are in survival mode. You are going to feel that you are alone even when you have a lot of people surround you caring about you, because you are not going to see it, because you just see the lion.
Yeah.
Thriving creates a space for people you care about. That's the magic of starting to see the thriving part, starting to see how you can thrive in your life.
Yeah. And that's one of those great reminders. A thing when we're in thriving mode, or even just neutral and no longer surviving, we recover faster. We speak kindly to ourselves, to others. We can, I'm still learning this one. We can ask others for support versus just burning out alone. And I, I know that the Western world, and especially this portion in West in America, it's all about that pull yourself up by your own bootstraps, which is anatomically impossible, and do it by yourself and don't ask for any help at all ever. Um, it's like there's more bandwidth that we can serve our communities. Hell, there's more bandwidth to find a community versus doing it on our own. I mean, it overflows. The thing is that this overflows out of filling our cup first. And if we cannot fill our cup first, we don't have anything left over to give to anyone else. And that's what I do is I help people fill up their cups.
Mm.
That's part of my energy work. And it started with me learning how to fill mine up. And then it's like, oh wow, that was cool. What if I try this with a friend? It worked for them. And then we moved on from there to here I
And
am
it has
talking to
been
you.
a lot of people, yeah, and I
Here
am one of those. So,
and it's like here I am talking to you.
exactly. So this is 100% like when we find our purpose and we start to feel and we start to even put the emotions, good emotions, like thriving emotions, like maybe love, this purpose, because that is important, that is key. Not only having a purpose, I can have a statement, but if I am not feeling anything about that statement, nothing is going to happen. It's like it's a book, it's something like it doesn't matter. The thing is that I have to feel something and I have to feel something amazing. It can be even like I feel the empowerment that this is giving me, or maybe I feel the joy that this is going to bring when that happens, or love because I am loving that I am here on earth because of this.
This is that statement he's talking about right here.
Brings inspiration. Inspire. What is inspire? It's bringing life again. So when you are in surviving, you don't have inspiration. When you are in thriving, you have this. And the key in between, like maybe between the survival and thriving, one of the keys, we are going to talk a lot about this in the next chapters, but one is normally surviving is something solitary and thriving is something that you feel that you are part of a community, you are part of everything, and everything is part of you. And that is key.
Yeah. So, what's really cool is we have a lot of examples that cover most of life. So, ah, shall we do the leapfrog survival thriving on this subject? Then you share that, and then I share the next one. Does that sound good?
Sounds perfect. So, survival, so there is different areas. So in the survival health, is when our nervous system is completely depleted, like we are pushing our physical limits hard. We can see how is our posture. Maybe the habits are formed by prolonged stress. So there is a lot of habits like, okay, I know that I don't have to be eating that hamburger, but I don't care because I just need to eat because I don't have time to do anything else. Uh, I am not understanding how my body has a lot of resilience. But for example, in my case, when I was talking about being in burnout, it was not from one day to the next one. It was after months of pushing my life, my health, my time, pushing everything in me that I was like, okay, I can't do anything else. Like, I don't know what I am feeling, but I need to go to a doctor to understand what is happening. And I was like, okay, you're going to stay here for a couple of days because you are completely exhausted. So I found there was even time like, okay, the only way that I can do, I was having massages every week, even two massages sometimes, some weeks for months. Oh, you have money to do that? No, I was putting like everything that I was gaining to pay my massage to survive because that was exactly what was happening. And there is something that with when I started all of this, studying all of this, I found a Russian doctor, Dr. Buteiko. There is a person in the States called Sasha that she mentored me from all the process of Dr. Buteiko. And I'm still learning a lot of things from her. And part of the thing that he discovered, Dr. Buteiko, was that he found that our bodies, you can have something that they call PMP, maximum pause, how much time you can pause your breathing. So, what is the meaning of that? I inhale, exhale, and after the exhalation, you start to measure how many seconds you can stop the breathing until the next inhalation. And when you have the urge of inhale, you stop the counting. So what he found is that when you have less than 20 seconds in that part of breathing, you are in survival mode. Your body is in survival mode. So, and we were talking about this with William. When everything starts with my mind, with my thoughts, what I am accepting from everything, then moves to my subconscious mind to start to create a program like, okay, the only way to protect Alejandro with all the stress that he's managing is create these different habits. And he start to help you with that. But when that is not enough, your body start to take all the pressure. And that's where we start to have a lot of illnesses that we don't understand why they are there. But in reality, is all the stress that we have managed in the last years, and it's your body talking to you, trying to tell you something, trying to tell you, okay, Alejandro, thank you very much, stop. But if you continue this path, something is going to happen. So less than 20 seconds is what he found. In the thriving health, uh, what he found, and we are going to have, even with the Dr. Buteiko, there is a mix between what he believes is survival and what he believes is thriving. There is some time in the middle. That is the process where you are improving, you are having like this good momentum of understanding, okay, there is something else than just being uh, followed by a lion, you know? So in the thriving, you are honoring your body, the innate needs for replenishment. You understand that food is energy and you are energy, and you understand that the food that you are eating is going to help you to have that energy that you need. So you know what food to eat because that is going to help you. You know how to breathe, you know your body, and you know how to listen even to your body. Uh, you are feeling like your connections, there is inspiration. You listen like subtle cues to optimize the resilience, optimize your body. And what Dr. Buteiko found, if we go to do the same thing like breathing, like start to see the inhalation, I exhale and start to measure how many seconds I can stop breathing. He said that he found that when you have more than 1 minute, 60 seconds, it's where the magic starts to happen. That's where you are completely healthy. Your body is completely working well. Everything is working well. Everything is working as it was created. And even something amazing that he found also is that you also connect to consciousness and with your creator and with God in a more deeper way. Like something like how was all the great spiritual guys that we know, it's people that maybe they were living in this tribe and health that we are talking.
Wow. Yeah, it's entirely possible. So then let's move to life. Um, what does survival look like with just life in general? That constant undercurrent of anxiety, it colors everything, and all the experiences that ought to be joyful aren't. We we can compromise our health by ambitiously chasing dreams that sometimes were handed to us, and we didn't even know how to understand whether they fit. And this was something that I was questioning even a couple of years ago. It's like the mundane moments of life, there was no magic left. I remembered what it was like being a child and the wonder and joy of everything, and it was all gone. It was just life, and it sucked pond scum. And so then, what does life look like when we're thriving? Um, we get to align our actions to our core priorities, and they energize us instead of drain us. We release the fears that are stealing contentment today, and that's still huge. They because we get stuck in predicting and living in the pain of tomorrow instead of being able to return back to that childlike wonder, the re-enchantment of the world. And the big one is feeling at home, being me. And that is new. That is wonderful. That is something I'm moving into. And our goal is to help you, should you your mission, should you choose to accept it, kind of situation. Our goal is to help you move into this space as well.
So the next point, and if you see, we are giving different point of views because sometimes we can be thriving in one area but surviving in another one. And the idea is that you are a complete human being. So understanding that it's important to know, like, okay, I know that I am not thriving here, but I'm going to work to start to change my mindset on this area. So suddenly I can start to be better. Let's start to think about as an employee when you are a survival, and this is also talking from my point of view when I was in the employee side and surviving in the employee side. So when you are a survival employee, you are putting your head down, working hours without feeling that your contribution matter, and that is key. That happens a lot. Like, okay, I was working crazy, I was doing a lot of things, but I was feeling that nobody cared. I was feeling that nobody saw the amazing things that I was creating. So my feelings were creating another reality for me. I start to doubt my talents, have low trust, feeling that nobody is supporting me, that I am looking for support and nobody wants to support me. My leadership is not aware. They are not really leaders because they don't understand me. Even my team members are not working well because I am in the survival mode. That is survival employee. The thriving employee understand how your role ladders up to make a meaningful impact, use of strength, feel safe to voice ideas and collaborate. And there is something key here in the thriving. They have a sense of belonging. They know who they are. So it's like you know what to say and how to say it.
And when to say it. So then, what about being a business director? Surviving. Hitting targets is the sole satisfaction. I made my goals this month. I matter. Team interactions are transactional. We sacrifice our health to get through the crunch periods, as you said. Most of the inward joy comes from outside praise or promotions. I mean, yeah, that's like what normal business culture. So then, what does it look like when that business director is thriving? They're leading in alignment with their values, transparency, sustainability. These things can bring deeper fulfillment, win or lose, and that's the important part: win or lose. And this person has the bandwidth to invest in employee growth as opposed to treating them like pieces of coal and burn up one employee, they leave, you bring in another one, you burn them up. And so then, yeah, that's a big one too, is when someone gets to this point, their health and their personal relationships are non-negotiable because they have the inward wholeness that overflows to the outside. Wow.
That is
It's,
amazing because in the survival we are looking everything from the outside that we need. Like something else is missing that I don't understand from the outside. In the thriving, you are knowing that it's coming from the inside, and you are changing the outside because of the inside that you have. So it's and that is one of the keys for everything. It's like if you're looking outwards, it's because you are in survival. When you're looking from inward and changing the world outside, it's because you are in thriving. That is key. And that comes to the next idea of the survival entrepreneur. A survival entrepreneur is hustling intensely out of obligation or financial desperation rather than being fueled by a vision. And I understand that I was there too. surviving every single day. And as an entrepreneur, I like this is not working. I have to go back as an employee because nothing is working. So suddenly you are desperate, taking soul draining shortcuts with integrity or even product quality. In my case, was service. I was giving my best, but the reality is that I was desperate with the financial and with the obligation that I had, and I didn't know what to do. And that is survival entrepreneur. The thriving entrepreneur is inspired to solve problems and improve people's lives. So they have a sense of purpose, they have a mission, they have a vision, and they are following that. And that is creating like all the power. And where the mission, the vision, and mission are coming, where is all of that coming? From the inside. And from the inside, they are changing their outside. So they're inspired to solve problems and improve people's lives, a healthy work life integration, and harmony. Again, we are not talking about balance, harmony. Feel rewarded, seeing your solutions positively impact others. They see how what they are creating is impacting the world. Even when it's a little world or it's a big world, doesn't matter, but they are impacting the world.
Absolutely. So let's move into another category of relationships, marriage, parenting, some of that stuff. Um, I'm thinking since we're at minute 37, we'll get as far as we can in this episode, and we might continue the introduction over to the next one because this is good stuff that you and we need to hear. So I don't believe it's going to be fair if we skip over any of it. You agree?
Let's do until we can, and it's okay.
Absolutely. Okay. So then, relationships. Just this is in general, and this can be with ourselves too, because we play an advisor role, but we rarely share in the journeys. We're solution focused interactions rather than being a presence in our life. I mean, it goes back to everything we've been talking about. Our friends mostly confirm rather than sharpen us or hold us lovingly accountable. They just confirm that we exist. Lonely in groups. Oh my God, that's been my life for the last 50 years. Um, so then what happens when we move into thriving with our relationships? Um, there's mutual revealing that fosters the depth and the growth of empathy. Some of our shows last year were talking about this very thing. We make space to celebrate others' wins, and we can mourn their losses, and we can give ourselves that gift too. And then healthy debate. It hones the wisdom and the healthy debate, as opposed to what we've been taught in our wonderful sitcoms, that is debate. That once again, some of the episodes that we had last year of feeling at ease, being fully authentic, and belonging to somebody, something, somewhere, some community. It feeds our soul. Wow, this is good stuff.
So, in the relationship, let's move to one of the most, like the best and the most difficult sometimes, depending on how do you look at the marriage. It can be survival marriage or it can be thriving marriage. And when you are surviving in your marriage, you are hyper focused on solving only the surface conflicts or pain points at the expense of nurturing the deeper connections. Everything feels transactional. It's like I am just doing a transaction. That's it. And that's where you are like not understanding really what is happening with your partner. You are not understanding even yourself. You don't know why nothing works. So that's part of the survival marriage. In the thriving marriage, beneath resolving issues, also devote. energy to activities bringing you closer. You start to find things in common that help you to have the adventures that you want. You start to create, you start to volunteer, laugh about a lot of things, have friends, and enjoy each other. That's a thriving marriage.
And then sometimes with marriage comes what we think of as family, even though two people are a family no matter what. But that family part, it's like children, this, that, and the other. It's like when we're constantly stressed, we dash home after long days for quick tasks and like dinner and homework. Those are quick tasks. Versus having quality time or nurturing our passions. A lot of us don't even know what our passions are. And there's no quality time. No quality time to play, to know or learn about each other. How did the day go? There's not even feeling that emotion of being alive or grateful to be part of a tribe because we don't realize or feel like we're in a tribe. It's incredible. And so then, when we move over into thriving portion of this whole thing, the schedules have the openness and the flexibility to pursue spontaneous adventures, and those adventures can fuel all of you, kind of thing. The conversations energize instead of deplete, and mundane moments, we can enjoy those through the spirit of playing and creating together, that childlike wonder of the world that we were discussing earlier. Wow. How do we get there?
uh, and the idea here that we are explaining all of this is to start, you can start to find like, okay, in this area, I am in the surviving. In this area, I am starting to be in the thriving, or I am in the middle. It's okay. And the idea here is not to judge anybody. It's to be aware. The only transformation starts to happen when you are aware and you can do something about it. If you're not aware, you can do anything about it. Survival parenting. So that's another level in the relationship that we are talking. So a parent. When you are in the survival mode, you keep the household functioning by micromanaging everyone's task. Few or force quality times to deeply know each other, impatient with messes or noise. It's like nobody can do anything. It's like everything has to be like perfectly aligned because I don't have time to do anything else. It has to be exactly in this process. In the thriving parenting, we create special rituals and adventures where you experience wonder together, listen more than give instructions, foster togetherness, and even small things matter. And that's something important. Like let small things matter and start to like listen to your little kids saying that, Daddy, I did something amazing, and what did you do? Okay, I learned how to do this, and it's okay. Whatever at the end they are sharing, and you celebrate with them because they are thriving in what they are doing.
Absolutely. So then, let's go through this somewhat quickly because we're almost done. Amazing. Over the next 8 weeks, well, 7 now, since we're almost done with this one, here's what we're going to work with. Week 1, not just going through motions unconsciously, actually being able to check in with how you feel each day, tuning into your energy levels, your emotions, and your needs.
Week 2, we will get you unstuck from difficult emotions like frustration that tend to keep showing up. You will get tools to healthily express them so they don't keep building up.
Yeah. And then Simple daily rituals for grounding. Week 3, we will share different mini meditation and mindfulness practices you can adopt and help you really get them to stick so that you can keep going with them.
Week 4 is a big one because we are going to start to deep in self compassion. What is that, and how that can be a game changer for you, for me, for both, for everybody. Moving from self criticism to speaking to ourselves the way we will do it with somebody that we really love.
Yeah, that's incredible. And then having a vision is absolutely imperative for having a great, thriving life. So in week 5, we're going to guide you through an interactive visualization process so that you can get truly clear on your hopes, dreams, and purpose.
So that week is going to be a
Huge.
cool one. Exactly. Then taking big action isn't sustainable without burning out. So week 6 is going to help you to start to create some bite, like something little steps that anybody can succeed. And the idea is to master the baby steps. It's okay that you have a big vision, but you have to divide it in little steps that can help you to get to the final goal.
Absolutely. And then week 7, we will connect with owning and embodying the innate inner power and wisdom because you have everything already inside to thrive. It's just a matter of knowing where it is and how to utilize it.
And week 8, we're going to wrap up, highlighting how far you have come. We have come because we are going to be part of the journey, and we are learning with this journey too. So I am not saying that, oh, it's incredible, finally you did it. It's like I want to do it with you too. So it's going to be together. We confirm our growth, look at any releasing or any of obstacles, and start to set future intentions.
So now you may think a thriving life takes tons of time, effort, or money. And this particular setup has been designed to meet you exactly where you are. And so that you can take the next doable step.
So we want to support you. We are going to do this every week here in this program at this time on Fridays, 3 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern. So invite your friends, invite your family to be here, to be listening, and to be taking notes. If you take notes, you learn more when you are doing it, and you can start to put it in action, everything that we are learning here. And that is going to create a big difference and it's going to create a big momentum in your life and the people that you care.
So then, it's time. Once again, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to join us in this journey from surviving to thriving. And we do hope you'll join us for the ride.
So we are going to enjoy this process, William. I love it, and that's why I have been excited for the last month. Like, okay, when is going to start the first day of this series? So this is going to be amazing. If any of you know somebody that needs this, send it to them and tell them, like, if you are live, you can be asking questions, and we are going to be very happy to be answering to those questions. If you can be live, but you can write in our social media or in our YouTube, you can do it, and we are going to answer in the next session those questions. So that is a way. Or if you're in a process that I need help, I understand, but I don't know what to do. I am in the survival. I need help. You can reach us, and we are more than happy to help you. That's what we do, and that's our job. So thank you, William. Thank you, everyone that was here today. It was really a pleasure to talk about this topic. This show can also be heard on the Spanglish Radio Network. Please check out spanglishworld.ca for all the news and programming. Spanglish World, watch it, hear it, read it, download it, and leave it. Thank you all. See you next week.